In the dead of night, when the shadows creep, Timmy Fylth is joining while Cryptid sleep. Sasquatch dancing from the southern skies. Monkman sketches with glowing eyes. History built and Cryptid cartoons. Space out radio, plastic past the moon. Dogman howls, aliens grin. Buoys block as the weird begins. Draws legends that we love, from swampy lands to the stars above. Brushes pays, the crowd leans in. Every stroke lets the fun begin. So buckle up, touch truth news. Dirty film and cryptic cartoons. Space out radio, he's calling for you.
There we are. Yeah, unmute myself. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Fylth. I'm here every Saturday to draw cartoons pending UFO abductions or getting beaten up by Bigfoot. Thanks, pal. And you can also catch Dave Monday to Friday on Spaced Out Radio. I also have the cat cam working today, so everyone gets to see some cat butt. There's the gremlin. Let's give him a pet, Ellie. Here we go. Hello, mister. But yes, here every Saturday, pending alien abductions and getting beaten up by Bigfoot and everything. And Dave's due on Monday to Friday, and on Friday as well in the evening before Dave's show is Element 115 with Lee Strauss. Today, I am going to continue the adventure of the Gnome and the Goblin acquiring Bigfoot's jar of coins. And also, at the end, I have two more little magnet things to give out. I'm going to give away some little magnet cartoons to give. You can stick them on your fridge if you have a fridge or any other metallic substance that can hold them. So yes, at the end of the show, I'll be rolling some dice. So should we just get people to put numbers up now?
Yeah.
Do you have a piece of paper and a pen handy?
I have a pen, but no paper.
Hoodah!
I purged my bag.
But you kept all the knives and axes in there?
Of course.
Excellent. It's always very important to make sure you have a gigantic rusty knife and axe in your purse and or wallet. Or if you're a cartoon character, you can just put it in your pocket. Like a bazooka or something. Ooh, that's weird. I have some mango tea, by the way. Hello, Dave. Look at Dave out there. Dave, do you want to maybe possibly win some drawings? Oh, wait, I think Dave already has 10,000 drawings. You know, I'm just going to mail you a drawing anyway, Dave. And you won't even know. It'll go on your fridge, by the way. So, yes. This is, oops, cat fuzz already in there. Who would have thought? It's all over the place. You can't escape it. But anyways, we're going to start this up here. We got, look at Dave. Look at the cat cab. Look at Mr. Gremlin. He's a jerk. Anyway, this is the, probably the second last drawing for this little comic series thing that I'm working on here. And the Gnome and the Goblin think they've outrun, but as we can see here, it's not going to be in their best interests to stop. They should have kept running, but you know, Bigfoot just teleports everywhere, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to outrun the guy. And he's going to make sure that he gets his coins back so we can go back to the space bar and play some arcade machines, possibly pinball. Actually, speaking of old arcade machines, I used to live near an old video game store, and they used to have a whole bunch of like arcade machines, and they were always for sale. This is when I was like 20, and I had no rent to pay or anything, and you know, just money to squander on video games and piles of art books and junk. But excuse me, I always wanted to buy one, and then I was thinking to myself, if I buy one, I could take it to my house. And then I would set it up and my friends could come over and play it. But the secret would be that I make them put quarters into it instead of having it free. Because why not? What are friends for besides to line your pockets with your quarters? It never turned out because I didn't want to haul the thing around for the rest of my life. So, and now I go look at the price of some of those arcade machines and they're like really expensive. Look at that. We have a gremlin and a gargoyle at once. Double cats. Oh, wait. Let me just quickly say hi to everybody here. Look at Mel WD-40 coming in here, lubing everybody up with high quality olive oil. And then we have the Jaquita, and we have Dave. Hello, Dave. And we have Paula Faust. Hello, Paula. And scroll up some more here. What else do we got? Andrew and Gnome's Trucking Express. We're going to have to make a Gnome and Trucking Express company in the cartoon world. Hello, Andrew. And I'm pretty sure there's a kitty cattywhack in here somewhere. Oh, Thirsty86 with his ye oldie style picture. Hello, Thirsty. Oh, look, it's lovely Jules as well. Hello, Jules. Apparently she can't make it today. So, oh, hello, Jules. When you see this again, I bow graciously towards you. She's probably out playing with her goats right now, her attack goats. And I don't see Kitty Cattywhack in here, unless I'm missing it. Anyways, hi, Kitty Cattywhack, whenever you inevitably come watch this episode again. All right, back to the old drawing here. This is going to be quite comical because I'm going with the old style, the cartoons that would hide behind a tree and it would be a great big dog or something ready to whack a cat in the head with a big pole or piece of wood, like Sylvester the cat. But here's Bigfoot hiding behind a light pole, and the Gnome and the Goblin think they've outran him, but they have not. People outside talking. Crazy people in my neighborhood. All right. So yes, at the end of the show, there will be a giveaway. So we'll have to get you to pick a number between 1 and 100, and then there will be some dice rolled. And then somebody will get a nice cartoon to go on their fridge. Or, gun safe, lunchbox, if you got one of those old style metal lunch boxes like my grandpa used to have. Yeah, look at the gremlin. He's probably going to go pile onto Mrs. Fylth. Because he loves his mommy. He's a big mommy's boy. Alrighty. Look at that little Gnome and the Goblin. They're little tricksters, but the Bigfoot knows a couple more secrets than they do. He's been around a lot longer. Alrighty. Here we go. Get that background all done up. Then I was actually going to go. The plan was to not have chicken wings today because I got some houses I'm going to go look at, so I can interview of sort. But apparently it's going to be later on at like 7 o'clock. So now I have time to go for chicken wings. And that way I can feed Foxx because that's how I pay her. She comes over, cats bug her instead of me, or they sometimes sit on the cat camera, and then we go for chicken wings after, which is very important because you have to go to the local place and support local. You can't go to like, Popeyes or something and have chicken wings. It's not the same. Plus, get a chance to show off some drawings to people, and then maybe find a drunk person, get them to buy a book or two, and then they wake up in the morning, and then the next day, 2 books show up, and they go, "Oh, geez, he did it again." Actually, one of my friends apparently has a gigantic shelf full of all my artwork. It was so big, it was so much art that I'd given him or he'd bought off me that he had to buy a shelf for the damn things, which makes me kind of proud. And apparently, people come over to my house and they're always like, "Hey, what's this?" And then he mentions my stuff, and good old word of mouth. Oops, slime myself a little bit there. Alrighty. Got the street lights all done. Actually, what I have to do next is the buildings in the background. That's very important. Phone number. Oh, no. The number has to be between 1 and... Maybe you have one of those old first phone numbers that were ever made. Hello, boy. Here comes that gremlin. Or that gargy boy. Right. No more cat cam, folks. Yeah, there he is. Just walking right under the camera. Let's get you over to your best buddy. Hello, best buddy of the... Great gargoyle variety. There we go.
Oh.
Thanks, Foxx. I appreciate it. All right. Back to this wonderful drawing here. I have to do the buildings in the background first. Actually, no, I have to do the light around the stars and everything because it's a little bit different. It keeps your eyeball moving around the painting, which is very important. Alrighty. Got that all done there. Also, I'm going to have my website is almost all fixed back up, and then I'll have some links. So if you ever want to get a print of some sort, it'll be attached to my Printify thing. website, which would allow people to get some prints of my stuff, and I'm going to put them on there for super dirt cheap because it's just prints, right? And everybody should have a couple prints of my artwork in their house. It's very important, especially if you live in like Serbia or somewhere super far away. Excuse me. I'm gonna let that one dry up a little bit first. All right. Now we can get to the buildings where all these, there's probably a bunch of weirdos living in these apartments. And all the people that live in this city are completely used to sharing it with Bigfoot's. Oh, cat fuzz. Just never ending cat fuzz. They're all used to living around aliens and Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff, so it never bothers them. It'll be like us eventually when they Donald Trump and Barack Obama and everybody gives us all the aliens and whatnot. I'm just looking forward to alien hot sauce, really, to be honest. Probably lethal to humans, but I will be the first one to try it. I was actually thinking the other day, probably the most valuable thing in the entire universe is abundant on Earth, and that would probably be wood. It doesn't seem like there's very many planets that have trees on them that we know of. So maybe that's why we should take care of the planet so we can be the richest planet in the universe. And they can come and peddle their alien hot sauces to me. I'll be like, I'll trade you one plant for some hot sauce. I got lots of plants in my house.
Well, then how do they grow the peppers to make the alien hot sauce if lacking plants? Just wondering.
Special alien hydroponics of some sort. And
That's still plants.
I haven't thought that far yet. Maybe they just, I don't know. There's got to be something to it. I mean, maybe some of the planets that they're showing us actually have plant life on it, but they don't want to let us know there's plants there. Who knows? I mean, if you look at Earth from far away, like all the pictures from space, you don't just generally, unless it's at daytime, you generally don't really see any cities or anything. But maybe when we go to the moon, we battle all the aliens there and then take over the moon and start going through the galaxies, we can find planets. Maybe I want to see like a water planet. That'd be kind of neato. To have like space whales on there.
Or just beings that resemble Kevin Costner.
Yes. Remember, nothing's free in Waterworld. You know what the thing about Waterworld is? How does the bad guy continue smoking cigarettes the entire time? Like, I don't know. That's where I got my love of collecting dirt. That and Saving Private Ryan. I think it was the captain or whatever. He collected dirt and everything. I was like, that's an interesting thing to collect. So I decided to do it. So I got dirt from all over the world. I even got some volcanic rocks from one of the Hawaiian islands. I'm not sure which one.
The one with the volcano.
I think they're all well, technically everything's from a volcano mostly. I guess most islands are generally start out as that. I think. Do you remember like I think it was like 2 years ago in the like Southern Pacific there was Southern Pacific there was a gigantic eruption that happened, and they just never really said anything about it after that. I wonder if anything else ever happened to that island. I can't remember the name of it. Probably like Palula or something like that.
Either that or it was just, one of the underwater bases kind of something went wrong. It's like, nothing to see here, move along.
Just a volcano, everybody.
Yep.
Carry on.
Natural process.
That's why all our taxes went up because they had to repair it.
Yep.
Like, you just get the Canadians to pay some carbon tax. We'll call it a day.
Yeah. Hey, that actually.
The country with we got so many trees that we got to pay for a carbon. I think they've changed it. It's not a carbon tax anymore. It's something else. It's still a carbon tax. They just changed the name to make it sound like it's not. Who knows? Tax for the teeth, anyways. What do I get for it? Poor snow
what
removal.
would reduce the carbon emissions and counteract that?
More trees?
Exactly.
Yes.
So how about instead of a tax, which is going to do nothing to reduce carbon emissions. Go plant some effing trees.
You know what I think? I think we should have more kids planting trees like I did in school. Did you get like a little tree that you could go plant?
Yes, and I planted it with the rest of the trees in like the front yard of my grandparents' house, and I have no idea how that thing is doing.
They have a mission to go figure it out now.
I mean, it will never it'll never catch up to the giant, massive, well-established spruce tree in the backyard. That thing's still standing.
My mom planted a spruce tree in the backyard of my grandpa's place. It's still there. The thing's massive. And they bought the guy that bought my grandpa's house. I asked my neighbor there that knows him if whenever he cuts it down, if I can like take some of it, because I'd like to make something out of it at least. Because of course he's going to cut it down because he wants to put like 4 or 5 units or 6 units or something stupid there, because that's what they want to do in Edmonton now. They go to an old neighborhood where it's all nice and established, and they have all these nice older looking homes, and then they bulldoze everything and put ugly skinny homes there. You know all about that.
Oh yeah. Or they put in fourplexes that all have secondary suites, so it's actually an 8plex.
But they can technically call it a 4plex, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
A 4-unit dwelling, each with a secondary suite. I actually read one of the signs the other day, taking Eddie for a walk.
Ew. It just ruins the old neighborhoods too, because
Like if I owned a home in an older neighborhood and one of these guys, these infill people came knocking at my door, I don't care if my house is the size of a shoebox. My starting price is $1 million.
there was a guy recently that bought both houses on either side of him so that they couldn't build a 4plex there. And people were like, that's not very nice because he should be thinking about other people. Like, people need a place to live. And I guess he moved his like mom and dad into one of them and like rented the other one to like some family members or something. I thought it was a pretty good power move by that guy.
It is.
It's like, I don't want ugly, skinny houses in my house. Like, if I lived in a nice old established neighborhood and somebody wanted to build a castle, I'd be okay with that because that's pretty cool. But ugly, skinny houses, yeesh. Get off my lawn, teenagers. That's how I feel right now. Hold on a second. Dracula has showed up. Hello, Alucard. And oh look, it's Big Beano. Your stuff's all ready to go, Big Beano. So in 6 to 8 years, it'll arrive on your side of the planet. I put a sticker in there too, mister. So you'll have to let me know when it gets there, buddy. And then tell me how all the glass is all broken and everything. Because, Canada Post is going to take it. The secret is to never put fragile on anything you ship. Because the second they see fragile, it gets kicked down the street.
Yeah. Or it's the smallest box on the cart to go back to the sorting section of the warehouse, and it's got like 1,000,001 giant things piled on top.
I find if you want something to get somewhere, it gets less damage. You put a like fluid sticker on it, because then nobody wants to have it break open, and then yeah.
Yeah, I guess they would frown upon biohazard symbols.
Yeah, that's a DG. You don't want to have that. It's
Well, I mean, some extra paperwork.
Yeah, it costs a lot. It's terrible. Because at my work, the second you put like gunpowder or ammo into a box and it becomes dangerous goods, it's stupid expensive. It's basically another $40 tacked on there. And
a whole buttload of paperwork.
yeah, and then some of the drivers are like, "What's this?" You're like, "It's dangerous goods." And they're like, what do you mean?" And you're like, "Dude, you're a truck driver. You're supposed to know this stuff." But they don't care. Everybody's just floating through life, except me. I'm drowning in life. Drowning is my third favorite way to die.
Well, once you get over the initial panic and flailing and the what the f going on, and just it is quite peaceful. Speak from experience here.
Yeah, I was pretty good at swimming when I was a kid, so I probably shouldn't drown if I go into the water.
See, that's what most people think, but like I said, there's the whole panic and the flailing, and that's when drowning starts, is because you're caught off guard and you panic and you completely forget every swimming lesson you've ever had.
Yeah, when I lived in Vancouver, I went swimming in the ocean, and I didn't like that one bit because I'm a fairly competent swimmer, except for never swam with the current before, so the current would come in and then it would pull you out. I'm like, oh, that's fine. It's just a little ways away. Then it pull you out a little bit more. I'm like, okay, something's not right here, everybody.
And suddenly you can no longer touch the bottom.
Yeah.
Cue the panic, cue the drowning.
And meanwhile, Dave's on shore, like, told you, wouldn't go in the water. Not happening. I once sent Dave a plushy shark just for giggles. Probably had a heart attack when he opened it. Ooh, thanks, Big Bino, for the super sticker. I purchased some cat snacks yesterday, so I'll put that in the cat snack pile. What do I got in my pocket here?
Cat bug.
Some kind of Franklin. Anyway, I got something weird in my pocket. I can't get to it. I'll figure it out later. At least I won't drop my pocket today. I hate when that happens. All right. Now we're going to color up the windows here. I wonder who lives in here. I bet you this is probably like a nice little downtown building of some sort in the city. It's definitely not downtown Edmonton because they have lights on in these buildings. Oh, and sad news in the city of Edmonton. I believe it was Thursday. The Klondiker burned down, everybody. I know, it's terrible.
No, it burned. They ripped it down and they are still ripping it down as of this morning.
I bet that wasn't accidentally on purpose or anything. Yeah, my dad told me that. He's like, because he went into work on his day off and like, yep. He's like, I'm just down here helping them deal with the building. I'm like, great. The Klondiker was a old bar slash tavern slash hotel slash rental unit thing. Yeah, it was irrefutable. Yeah, there was some shady people there, not like terrible people, but it was also on the same road as the Saxony, which I remember from when I was a kid and younger, because I used to get dragged along there with my dad and have to sit there while everybody drank beer and chain smoked cigarettes. We all turned out okay. Yeah, Alucard, you can go live there. We also had some more buildings further down on Stony Plain Road. They were originally called the Sunrise and Sunset. It was two apartment type things that one was lightly colored, the other one was a little bit darker, and a lot of police calls going to those buildings for nefarious reasons of sort. But these buildings they probably just got your average people that work in the city. Maybe a couple gray aliens or something live there. I don't even know where Carl and Stanton and Alan even live really in this world. They just kind of hang out at the bar and go to Fabrice's house once in a while. That's something I'm gonna have to figure out. Where do those guys live? They probably got pizza boxes all over the place.
I mean, once the sideshow set up just with like outside of the city, they did try to apply there and took refuge there when being pursued by the Man in Black. So I don't know.
The old Man in Black. Oh, look, there he is with his little mind blank tool. Oh, the old blank slate. Special, $10.99 Canadian dollars. But yes. So, oh yes, by the way, make sure you pick a number between 1 and 100 so I can roll some dice later and then somebody can win fabulous prize to go on their fridge or metal lunch bucket. The only stipulation is you have to have a physical mailing address. Fake Beano's going to win both of them, probably. So yes, you need to have a physical mailing address or post office box of some sort. And then if you win, I will mail it to you and I'll probably throw in some other stuff because I usually do that. Maybe though guaranteed there will probably be some cat hair in there. So if you're allergic to cats, maybe don't put up numbers. Because nobody likes getting allergic reactions from things like peanut butter.
That's why you just put a couple Benadryl on an envelope on the outside of the box and open me first.
Yeah, take first. All right, there you go. Okay, have a swig of water here because I keep blathering away. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello, Undead Jed. I missed you when you snuck in there. Sneaking in like a ghost over a stone floor. Now, I realize that I made some changes to some of my cartoons here on the voices. So I have to just double check something because I can't change it mid cartoon. So there we go. Because I have a list of the cartoon characters' voices. So, oops, this thing is not correct. There we are. So that you know who's talking all the time. Because there's a lot of characters, and some of them disguise themselves like those sneaky gray aliens. Disguise themselves up as humans with their Groucho Marx glasses. But I made a change in one of my comics. So the last time, this is going to be the last comic where the Gnome and the Goblin share the same speech balloon. For colors, at least. Which is always good because I like to keep my stuff evolving so that it doesn't get stale like the bread on my counter. Actually, I can't keep bread on my counter because of the gremlin. He's a jerk. That's cats for you. They're not even here, are they?
No, they're probably hanging out with mom.
Yep. Put the cat cam on. They come upstairs for like 2 minutes and then leave. Jerks. But that's all right. Alrighty. There we go. What's the next holiday coming up? The next Hallmark holiday I have to do. Like St. Patty's Day, I think. That's not really a Hallmark holiday. That should be a national holiday.
I think the next holiday is probably Easter.
Ooh. Aliens with Easter bunny costumes on. I'll have to do that for sure.
And Undead seconds my guess with Easter, so I'm gonna go with Easter.
All right, Undead Jed and Foxx have decided that's the next one. Keep the presses going and let everybody know that. I believe these are the same size brush. No, they are not. Anyway. All right, now we got to color up the Gnome and the Goblin. That gnome with his goofy haircut, his Chucky haircut. Alrighty. This is one of the few colors that I have to actually mix myself. So I have to get the exact scrawny human, pale human color. Humanoid. He's not quite human, I don't think.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. I could try to hunt down a pale humanoid tone minky if we're gonna plushify that thing with the hair.
That thing with his hair and his nakedness.
Chucky from Rugrats.
Yeah. Rugrats was a great show. There's a lot of adult stuff in that you just kind of went over your head as a kid, but when you got older and watched the episodes again, then like, how did this even get past the like FCC or whatever?
Because maybe they had a moment of clarity where they realized that to a kid this is going to mean nothing, but to a parent it's going to give them a chuckle when they're forced to sit through hours of children's cartoons.
That's reasonable. Yeah, like when Grandpa brings like the Reptar VHS over, and he's like, "Oh, we got this one for me later on," and it's clearly a adult-orientated film. Yes, oriented.
Sorry.
Well, at least I don't eat Nanaimo bars. Dave. Hello, Steven Small Engines. Is it small engine repair or just small engines? Why is that there? If aliens were Easter Bunny, wonder what would it hide inside of Easter eggs? Well, the Jaquita, it would probably be a face hugger.
Unless the Easter Bunny himself is a different type of alien and then just hides eggs.
That's a possibility.
I mean, it's a bunny who lays eggs in theory, so that's kind of alien-ish.
Oh, and they'll have all those caramel cakes coming out soon. I like the ones that have actual like caramel bar stuff in them.
Those ones aren't bad.
Steven Small Engine says that on Monday or Tuesday, he's going to check out some pirate graves in North Carolina. Ooh. Apparently in North Carolina, it's a good place along water, like edges of water, like beaches and shores and everything. Apparently, you can find megalodon teeth because apparently they were swimming around that area in that area. In the ye old yonder times of dinosaurs and things. I bet you North Carolina gets really hot in the summertime, and I would die if I went there. So, Steven, small engine, do you think you're going to find some pirate treasure? Some booty, if you will? Speaking of booty, at work, we're talking about having a Discord so all the people at work can talk to each other because we have 2 warehouses. And my friend's like, yeah, we should totally get a Discord because the company I work for is called Caribou's. And she goes, we can call it the Caribou Discord. Yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it works out because, yeah, it may be adults there, but we all act like we're like 16 years old. There's no point in growing up. I mean, you're going to get old and achy anyways. You might as well enjoy yourself doing it. Like I was telling Foxx today, he sneezed the wrong way and you're down for the count for about a week. Throw your back out and your hip and big toes all swollen now.
Just the act of waking up feels like somebody like flung a hammer against a tuning fork in your shoulder blade.
How did this? I slept perfectly fine. I wasn't sleeping in a weird position, but I'm in pain when I wake up. Oh, by the way, Steven, and your small engines repair and or engine rewinding, if that's what you do, pick a number between 1 and 100 because I'm going to give away some little cartoons at there. Yeah, but you have to have a physical mailing address or a PO box. And if you win, what happens is you pick a number between 1 and 100. I'm going to roll some dice, and whatever number is closest or exactly on that number wins the prize. And then I mail it to you, and you can stick it on your fridge or your gun safe or your metal lunch bucket. Or if you have a piece of steel in your head, it's not going to stick on there. I'm sorry. Oh, look at this. Paula is taking number 22. Who would have thought?
She did put 20 in as an earlier choice, so...
Well, that's for the second one then. There's 2 drawings to give away, so I'm sorry to do this to you, Foxx.
We just split it down the middle and call it 21.
I don't know how it's going to work.
I don't know.
I'll just let her deal with that for the time being. Important business of drawing this cartoon, painting this cartoon.
Yes.
Best I can do is offer you a cat and chicken wings.
That's reasonable.
Ooh, you should also.
I love this. I love Paula. 21. Awesome.
Thanks, Paula.
Once again, things I say facetiously happen, like the open concept bathroom.
Oh, jeez.
No, seriously, we were just finishing up the basement reno that we did. I don't know if Mark is watching this, but
Hi, Mark.
I said something about not putting a door on the bathroom, just being a complete sarcastic asshole. And, I'm like, come on, open concept bathroom. Only to learn shortly after I said that, the homeowner who had returned from Mexico on holidays let us know that, oh yeah, some of the hotels down there have open concept bathrooms. I'm like, I gotta stop saying things out of sarcasm.
Like, boy, that'd be really funny if I found a $20 bill rolling down the road. That's never gonna happen. Actually, I did find a $20 bill rolling down the road and a $10 bill before. That's about my extent of found money.
Yeah, that's about it's better than mine. I think I found $5 in the those like plastic acrylic things that you get candies in from like convenience store, at least used to. Yeah, I found $5 sitting on top of the sour soother fucking compartment when I was a kid.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, there is, when you have this moral dilemma because you're at the store with your mom, who's always taught you that, if you find something of value that doesn't belong to you, you turn it in so that it can be returned to the owner. Well, okay, here's this $5. That's value. It's not mine. I should turn this in. Well, no, that's what I learned in school. And now my mother is telling me just, don't say a word. because there you have no way of proving who this actually belongs to, and everybody's going to say it's theirs. Just quietly put it in your pocket, say thank you to the universe, and go about your business. So then there's me. I think I was maybe like 6, just having this existential crisis of morality here. I'm like, this is what they tell us is the right thing to do, but also I've been told to always listen to my mother. Yeah. I put the $5 in my pocket and kept my mouth shut.
You know what? It's probably for the better anyways. Oh, hello, Kitty Cattywhack sneaking in. Kitty Cattywhack, by the way, you have to pick a number between 1 and 100. Yes, finders keepers. What the heck is this in my pocket? Oh, it's a wad of bills. Never mind. Jeez. Well then.
But when you find somebody's lost wallet in the parking lot of the 7-Eleven and you turn it in, that's when you find the $400 that evaporated into thin air that you like turned the house apart trying to find, but couldn't.
Yeah, it's usually how that works. Luckily, I haven't. I think the only money that I've really lost, I think like $12 or something in Vegas last time I was there, because I turn all my money into $1 bills because it makes me feel rich. Oh, she's been listening and multitasking. Look at that. Good job, Kitty Cattywhack. But yes, make sure you pick a number between. Oh, she picked 38.
Yes,
I'm just gonna do what I'm supposed to do here and just draw cartoons and not hurt myself any further. Well, I'm not a big fan of that mango tea. No wonder it's been sitting there forever.
Is it just mango or mango peach?
It's like mango and passion fruit.
Oh.
Yeesh.
Oh, we have a card for him.
Hello, boy. Look at how handsome he is. Don't even think about it, mister.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Hey.
Go bug your friend.
Come here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Best Buddy 1 and Best Buddy 1A. The gargoyle has two really good friends. His best buddies in the world. Foxx and the space captain. I don't think anybody I know actually has. I don't think I know anybody's real names, to be honest. Probably better that way. It's always important to have an alias. They wouldn't let me use like max power to sign for waybills and stuff at work. So that's kind of sad, but all right, here we go. Putting the old speech balloon together here. Then we'll be on to my favorite part, the inking, which I can't wait till I get to my inking on my comic, which I've got just about all the painting all done. I have a little bit of small details to do. Then after that, all the inking for that, and that'll be done. And I'll be able to share that too. I'll share that one. It's kind of comical. There he is, piled on top of this in the world. All right. Get this blue going on. Also, the same blue goes for Bigfoot's eyeballs. It's not working very well for me. There we go. I know people say sometimes Bigfoot has red eyes, but this guy's got blue ones. They sky blue eyeballs. Ooh, excuse me. All right, I need the red for the gnome's hair. The genome. All right. Luckily, this old watercolor pen is in good order. The secret is to make sure it's got just enough water. Otherwise, it gets too sloppy and soggy, and it just oozes out all over the place, and it looks like a complete mess. You know what? I forgot a spider in here. It's important to also put a spider in your cartoons. There we go. My little homage to Robert Munch. He used to always have little fuzzy spiders in his drawings. Oh, yes, and the change jar. The change jar needs to be painted, and then we can get on to my favorite part. Oops, it's got a little bit too much water in there. Me and the slopping of water. Go. All right. There we are. Get the rest of the details on the second run through. You can't just slop the color on and leave it like that. There we go. All right. Oh, look at that. Let's put the old cat cam on because there's a gremlin. Hello, Mr. Gremlin. Let's give him a petting, shall we? Hey, mister. Look at that. What a handsome guy.
The Jaquita asks if you're going to do a cartoon on the president giving the announcement about UFOs.
Yeah, I've already got that written down here. I wrote that down yesterday. Yes. Totally wrote that down yesterday. Wink, wink. All right. Let's get the old Penske's out here. The old number 4, and number 5. I might actually need the old number 3 too for some window detail. 1 second here. Look at that gremlin just sitting there, being all gremloid. Wants to go outside, but you know, with all the snow, if he goes outside for about 2 seconds. Oops. He goes outside for about 2 seconds and then he starts whining about how cold it is and then he wants back in. And then when you let the gargoyle outside, he goes and stands in the snow and starts hissing at it like it's hurting him. Like I think he's exhibiting orange cat behavior when he does that. I don't think there's. It's basically fatal. There's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, maybe he's just bitching and complaining about the snow like the rest of us are.
Yeah.
His way.
We got our second winter, by the way, everybody in Alberta. It's usually how it happens. You get like a couple nice days in February. Well, there was a big Chinook that went through by Calgary.
I think the cat cam might be echoing.
Oops, it is.
Thank you, Alan.
Sorry about that, everybody. It was that. You know, it was when the gargoyle went and stepped down onto there. He pushed something. There's got to be a hotkey on my keyboard. So I'm going to blame the gargoyle because, you know, cats. Sorry about the echoing, everybody. But we got our second winter, which is always a lot of fun. Not really, but you kind of get used to the warm weather, and then next thing you know, it's cold and snowy, and everybody's already forgot how to drive despite being in the winter for that long. And
we're good for the echo.
yes. Okay, thanks, Undead Jed. Hopefully you win the prize, and that'll be the thankfulness for everybody. And I talked to Barbara. She's going to come out and hang out with us. So that way Foxx can get her weekly hug from Barb. Barb's the best. I should tell Barb to come hang out one day during the show. And she can regale us with stories from Poland. All right. Yes, we'll do the old Bigfoot peeking out here. Because, like the old style cartoons, he can hide right behind this pole, despite being a huge beast that he is. What are they for? There we are.
Teleport. Maybe he just teleported in just to see what's going on.
He's like, hey, there's my change jar. I'm going to need that back. You don't want Bigfoot to get violent with you. That's what happened to all those shoes with the severed foot with the shoes that were coming up, floating around Vancouver area. Angry Bigfoot pulling people's legs off. Not a serial killer, 100%. I don't think that's happened for a while, has it?
No.
Yeah, and I think Lower Mainland in BC, in Vancouver, I think it even happened a couple times in Portland or whatever, or Seattle, that they found shoes washing up on the shore with a foot still attached to them. Excuse me. So I always just said it was an angry Bigfoot pulling people's legs off. Oh boy. No jumping up on my plants, mister.
That's what he's looking at.
You're not allowed to do that. I know you're not listening because you're a cat. What are you doing? Are you coming up? Are you just gonna rub your cat grease on my hand?
Oh, he's got to just, make the
Thanks, mister.
Appropriate fuzz deposits.
Yeah, come over and get the cat fuzz to float up to my art. All right, there goes that gremlin. He's gonna go do gremlin things. There we go. I just knocked that garbage bin over there. Thanks, buddy.
And apparently gremlin things is sniffing and headbutting my coat zipper.
Well, you never said that the gremlin was smart. He's orange, so Those cats, I tell you. There's old Bigfoot looking at his friends there. Gonna get his coins back. Fingers and toes crossed. The gargoyle I wanted to have sound like the gargoyle. Yeah, the gargoyle's pretty badass. He's my
Here it
shadow.
comes again.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Back out of the. There he is. Look at that handsome gargoyle. My boy. My little shadow. He just basically follows me around when I'm at home all the time. I come home and I get home every day and I go, hello, boys. And then, here, look at this guy. He's so handsome. I get home and I say, hello, boys. And he comes running. And then usually Whiskey follows shortly after. And then the gremlin will show up as well. But the gremlin's a big mommy's boy. He loves Mrs. Fylth. He just hangs out with her all the time. And then when she goes to sleep, what does he do? Drape up over her throat. So I'm pretty sure that's how she's going to probably die one day, just from suffocation. Suffocation via gray cat or orange cat. I don't have to worry about that because the gargoyle basically just sleeps at the foot of my bed and gets kicked in the head when rolled over. So, but he's got a thick skull, don't you, mister? Hey, you handsome boy. He also likes to beat up the gremlin, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
Well, last Saturday, the gremlin was the instigator. And you...
I was about to say that.
Yep. Central processing unit.
Yeah. Just about to mention that he was beating up the gargoyle last weekend, but Foxx beat me to it because we share the same brain. Just like I want to mention something about art a while ago, and then she was like, yes, I was just thinking about that. What the heck it was.
The Nightcrawler skirt.
Oh yes, the skirt for Lady Nightcrawler. Alrighty. Look at this guy. That little gnome. He's all scared, terrified. He should be for pulling that trick on Bigfoot. His pointy little nose and his goofy hair. I'm going to get the old number 3 out for that guy. Very fine point. Oh, yeah. It takes much concentration to do this part. And if you stick your tongue out, the art gets a little bit better. There we go. Whammo. Alrighty. Drop this little gnome boy here. Hello, mister. Have you figured it out yet? Alright. Alright. Get it. Close off the old cat cam because, you know, give him a little beating. You're the star of the show, buddy. Ow. Yeah. Here he goes. He's like, I just wanted to come on and let everybody know that I'm still here. So yes, the gargoyle is still here, everybody.
And to deposit more cat fuzz.
Yeah.
Quota.
Yeah, he's got to put his weekly pile of cat fuzz within 5 minutes of being around the show. There you go. Little jar. They're farm cats too, by the way, if anybody's wondering. Got them from farms. I think in my entire history I've ever gone to a pet store and bought an animal. Just doesn't seem right. There's plenty of farm cats and farm dogs, and yeah, some of them might not be very bright, but better to get them there.
It was not a cat farm that they came from. Like,
oh
yeah.
Yes, it was like a farm of animals, and okay, I just keep digging my hole here, but an agricultural
it was not a feline
farm
version of a puppy mill. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, an agricultural farm from Heisler, Alberta. Well, that general area, at least. Here we go with his little spindly legs. Put his little nipple there, too, because anytime you can throw a nipple in, you got to do that. It's very important. Just like boobies. My theme song has boobies in it. Well, the word boobies. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. Right here. Just get the old grass behind him there. This little low-rise building here, this is just a little frat house for, I don't know, probably some cryptids live there or something. Who knows? You know what? Let's put a little antenna there too as well. There, they get an antenna there. You don't see antennas on top of buildings very much anymore. All that digital Starlink and all that weird stuff ruined it for everybody.
No, they just hide them, on the steeples of churches and all that. Ever notice how a lot of modern churches have those just ridiculous metal towers with a plain old cross on them that you can't really see anything else? Yeah, 5G. That's my conspiracy for the day.
Speaking of churches, Antonio Gaudi, like 177 years ago, I forget the name of the church. It's like the Splendor something or another. Anyways, it's in Spain, and I think it was 177 years ago he designed it, and it was just finished, I believe, on Thursday. I can't remember the name of it. I have to check it out here really quick, everybody. It's very important. It's one of my favorite looking buildings ever. And let's see here. The what's it called here? Now I don't know any Spanish, so I'm going to butcher this here, but is the Sagrada Familia, and it was finally completed. 144 years. But yes, it's in Barcelona, and it's an absolutely stunning looking building. And I remember the first time I heard about it was, I think, 2009, and they said that it hasn't been built yet, and it's still being built, and it won't be built for a long time. Blah blah blah. And then yes, I was just scrolling through the internet, and it came up that it was finally completed. So yes, if you're interested, go have a gander at that. Ham operator. Is that like a guy that owns pigs? Science Bob is a ham radio operator, by the way. If anybody was ever wondering. He's also a rocket scientist. So, All right, get this little fella's feet done here, because I always try to make sure I draw the feet, because I know a lot of artists skimp on drawing feet. They try to hide it behind some rocks or behind a bush or something. And I know I don't draw a lot of toes unless it's Bigfoot, but still, it's very important to draw the feet. It sets everything apart. Yeah, there he is, back again. Put the old cat camera back on. Yes, the Jaquita. I have never been to Barcelona or the European continent. But I would like to go maybe to Italy or something. Actually, no, I'd rather go to Germany, so I go to all the interesting music festivals they have. Ooh, excuse me. I could go to Italy and see my favorite band, Kirlian Camera. That'd be pretty cool. They actually have some of my artwork in their studio, which is neat. I bought a CD from them, and I went, you know what? I'm going to send them a painting, and if it shows up, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. But the painting is actually the image on the cover of my first book of Carl holding up a golden triangle. It was really neat. And they actually messaged me, and they're like, hey, thanks for sending this to us. We'll put this with all the other stuff that inspires our artwork. Or our music, rather. I hear Foxx furiously typing away. All right. Getting closer to finishing this, and then once we're done, someone's going to walk away with some fantastic stuff to stick on their metal lunchbox, gun safe, and or fridge, or deep freeze. Or, you could just stick on the side of your truck, but then, or your car or whatever. Someone would probably just take it. They'd be like, wow, look at this great artwork. I'm going to take that home. Just like the jerk that stole my artwork at the art walk. Hope that guy stole real bad. Yeah, I never did find that Nightcrawler and the Beach Bums drawing. I bet you it was stupid didgeridoo guy.
I was going to say, it was probably that.
I hope somebody breaks his didgeridoo. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't care.
Well, I don't know, because he only came around once when I was, manning the tent. And I was kind of a bitch to him.
Maybe that's why he came back, and who knows? I don't know if it was him or somebody else, but I'm just going to blame him anyways.
Yeah.
Why not? It's a witch hunt. Didgeridoo guy hunt. Grumble, grumble. Alrighty. Ugh. Yeah, I should do that now while it's here. The stupid speech balloon and all the lettering. I'm gonna buy a robot just to do my speech balloons. If I ever had like a butler or something, I'd totally never even get him to do anything. Just have him around for company. They probably got something like that in Japan. You probably just go to a building and they probably have like an old guy or something you can listen to and he'd tell you things. Seems like a Japanese thing to do. Like 2,000 years in the future with their used underwear vending machines and things like that. You met Curtis before, right? Tall guy with the beard.
Sounds familiar.
I think so. He came for wings a couple times.
Okay.
But anyway, him and his wife went to Japan and they're not like fat, but they're just like big, tall, it's all that like Norwegian blood they got in them. And I just thought it was funny that them going to Japan, they're probably just like the tallest people, and to all places he told me that he had to like stoop over to go into because there's so it's all built for like short Japanese people. And yeah, him and Abby wandering around like 3 heads higher than everybody else. Ugh, that is just not very satisfying tea at all. Alrighty, here we go, folks. I gotta write this lettering here. That's the correct word. Failed my English course. Alrighty, scribble this in, then I can get to the rest of the drawing. And then the most important part of the night, or afternoon, or evening, or wherever you are in the universe, the giveaway of stuff to go on your fridge. Ready. Mustico tongue. The problem is I just feel rigid when I have to write all these lines nice and straight and everything, and the rest of my art is all squiggly and all over the place. I feel like if I blink, I'm gonna ruin everything, and then there we go. Sorry, this is the least interesting part of the show. Staring at somebody doing lettering.
Well, maybe once they, do the whole UFO thing, we can find out if such a technology as thought to text exists.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Then you just have to think it, and it'll be dictated onto the page for you. And no, that's again me saying things out of sarcasm. That's probably going to come to fruition.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I'm going to silently drop a bunch of F-bombs on that one because that's going to screw us all over.
All right, there we go. That's all done. And she's probably swearing inside of her head right now.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, I get to hear all that too. Let's see. Yes, there are people that do lettering exclusively. I would like to hire them, but fortunately, I'm poor now.
I get paid in chicken wings, so, not everybody's going to work for chicken wings.
Yeah. Ooh, and French fries sometimes.
Yes, and sometimes French fries. And Pepsi.
Yeah, I usually get fries too because I give some to Barb because I have to give my pal Barb some snacks as well. Whoops. I've discovered a problem. There we go. Nobody's going to notice that anyways. All right. Put some little mothy boys flying around. Look at that. Little mothy boys. Got my spider there. Very important. Grease up the light pole a little bit because, it's a dirty place. They get winter and then, after the winter, everything's dirty and they got to sweep the streets. And all the rocks and all the Tim Hortons cups are all over the place. And yeah. Springtime in Edmonton is an ugly, ugly place. But
Which one? Fool spring, spring of deception, actual spring, or mud season?
Actual spring, at the end of July.
Mm.
But the best part is you can go down to the river valley when it's all nice and there's lots of trees and stuff down there. And possible urban Bigfoot, which I've never been able to find. I swear there's one down there. Plus, I have a super secret reading spot that I go to that overlooks the river valley and the Terwilliger Dog Park, where my friend and I seen an orb one time. It was really interesting. I should draw a cartoon of that one day. Because it was definitely not somebody with a light of some sort, because you can tell when people are walking because the light sort of bounces. And this thing just moved perfectly. Oop, don't need the cat cam up there. There's nothing there. Blah, 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 me. Rambling away, drawing cartoons, not paying attention. But yeah, it was, yes, this cursed lettering. But it was just a little, like a nice yellowy, almost like this light. And it just moved as if it was on a string or something or attached to a fixed spot. And yeah, it was interesting.
I'll try. No guarantees though, but I'll try.
All right, do it up.
But it has to happen organically through conversation, so it's planted in the subconscious now. Hopefully it, spews its way out at some point.
I love the people that hang out here. I appreciate you weirdos for hanging out with us.
Oh, Christ.
Well, I'm going to use the old number 5 for this. Everybody's got a case of the giggles already. Alrighty. Get that there. I'm almost done here, folks. I just got a little bit more detail to do, and I got a couple pieces of ink that I got to, or some paint that I got to put down, because there's some stuff that's not quite to my satisfaction yet right now. It's very important. Birds outside chirping away. It's probably where the cats are downstairs.
Oh, so then that means that, Spring of Deception is just around the corner. Then we get third winter.
Third winter, and then cold summer, and then back to fall. But at least there's no mosquitoes. I didn't get bothered by mosquitoes really much last year. That snuck into the house, and I could hear them flying around. Just that little annoying zzz. Oh, that's what drives people insane. Never mind being like waterboarded or tortured or anything. It's like a mosquito that you just can't get rid of. It's not flies are one thing, but a mosquito, it just got that high pitch, super annoying. And he's just grinning like a jerk too, because he knows it pissed you off.
Have you ever seen a fly that has somehow managed to survive the die-out period in fall? Like, I don't know, they just hold up somewhere in the house, and then they come out in the middle of January.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like watching a drunk person trying to stumble home. Because instead of the chaotic super fast flying around, it's still chaotic and all over the place, but it's in slow motion. It literally looks like the fly is drunk.
Flies. When I was a kid, I used to, if I could catch a fly, I would feed them to spiders.
Well, when it's the middle of January and here's this random housefly just buzzing around all drunk, I couldn't bring myself to kill it.
No, you got yourself a little bonus there, buddy. Carry on.
So I let it live because, well, the trick we just said, a winter fly. Damn, dude, I gotta let you live. You earned it. I had a candle burning that day. A nice fruity smelling one. I go upstairs to grab a drink of water, come back downstairs. The wicks have giant carbon balls on them, so I go to remove them, and what do I find? The fly that I chose not to kill is now dead in the molten hot wax of the candle. I shook my head and I'm like, you idiot.
I left, I bought this was last summer, I bought it's called Red Horse beer. Barb and I will often stand at the bus stop and have a beer together like delinquents before we go home. And I brought it home and I left it sitting on the side, and some of it kind of was still in there, and I noticed there were ants, and I dumped it out, and there was an ant that was dead on the inside. And I thought that was probably the drunkest ant in the history of drunk ants. It was 9% beer. Yes, mister. Hello, buddy. What are you whining about? Yeah. Imagine drowning in a giant vat of high power 9% beers. Good gods. Well, at least he went out probably chuckling or hiccuping, one of the two. So almost done here. Then we'll get to the prize, the delicious prize. Thinking about chicken wings here now. Good gods. Alrighty. All right, there we are. A fancy drawing. Let's get the old frame for this bad boy. All right, everybody. Make sure you pick your number between 1 and 100. And I'll tell you how this works. I have to take a picture of this before I do anything. All right. So here's the deal. I have two dice. One number is the 10s. One number is the 1s. So let's do a test here. So the green is the 10s, and this white one is the 1s. So I've rolled this. This would be a 15. And that would be a 92. So that's how it works. Let me just put the cam down a little bit more here so you can see. There we are.
Okay, all those numbers that have just been entered are confirmed.
All right, everybody.
And I've also got Benno with 75 and Mel WD40 has 35.
All right, here we go.
And Kitty has 38.
Yes, mister. Don't even think about going up there. You're not allowed. No cats up there. I put a sign there. I know you can't read, but all right, here we go. 23 is the number.
That would... Oh. 23?
Yes.
That would be Undead Jed at 24.
Ooh, Undead Jed's the winner. Congratulations, Undead Jed. You've won fabulous artwork to stick on your wall. Or you could probably stick it on your wall, but I would suggest putting it on a fridge because it comes in these cute little metallic things. All right, Undead Jed, you'll have to email me your email address of some sort or your physical mailing address. Blah. Let me type it in here. There we go. Wait a second. I think I think I can do this here. I don't know if this will work or not, but I think I'm not sure if it works or not, but I pushed the button. So, alrighty, Undead Jed, congratulations on winning, and thanks everybody for hanging out and watching me draw cartoons and ramble about stuff. And I hope you also enjoyed the cats. They're very important too. Gnome and Gargoyle are quite handsome fellas. So I will see everyone hopefully next Saturday. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their evening or day or afternoon or wherever you are in the universe. And 1 second here. Had to show off the cat one last time. So I appreciate everybody coming out. I'll be back next Saturday. And make sure check out Dave Scott Monday to Friday. Go to spacedoutradio.com. Buy some of our swag. You can even get underwear with Dave's face on it. So Dave can be on your crotch all day. If that's your thing. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remain dauntless. Tschüss.